Oh yeah. It's the next day, and last night I did make a recording that didn't publish to YouTube, but it stayed in my camera, so it'll be on my final video that I made together. This is the molds that I made from my crystals and clusters using a Smooth On Umu 25 silicone mold making. And you'll see, if you watch the other videos, you'll see the different geodes and crystal clusters that I used to make these. So let's get to it. I put some of the violet metallic powder by Epoxy Candy in some clear. And what we're doing now, it's the first molding of these molds that I made, and it's going to pull out any dirt that was left in from the crystals and that were stuck on the silicone. So that was my hope, that it's going to clean the molds. Oh, baby. Those are perfect. So there's a couple pieces of, loose silicone that came out on there. That's what the blue is. And I could see some little sediment in there. So this first molding was basically to clean the new mold. And later on I'll pour some more. Let me see if I can, hold on 1 minute. Just want to get a solid surface to lay these on. That looks real pretty. This whole mold, probably I'm only using the bottom part of the mold, so I'm not going to need this side over here, and this top piece I'll probably be able to trim that off and just use the little dome part. So that was the first one. I'm very happy with that. This little guy is another little druzy one. And this again came from the same geode piece. And I wonder if I should be showing what the actual rock was that these came off of. So this one over there in the back that I just did came off the top of this one. You see, it really messed up my crystal, but I didn't put mold release on those. The second one is off of this small piece of cluster. Again, I did not use a mold release on that. So this is the one where I just laid this on top of paper and made 3 different layers on it. So it came out really nice. Again, I pulled any loose silicone or sediment off the mold. But you see that mold is nice and sparkly in there. So another good one. Happy with that one. This next one came from this. I did this top of this. And I found my my brushes later, my stiff brush and my wire brush later. And last night I was scrubbing some of the silicone off of those stones. So it's going to take a little time, but I can clean them up. So this is the results. Beautiful. And I didn't add any white into this. This is just, make sure I'm reading the name right. This is just this Violet Metallic Powder Pigment by Epoxy Candy. That's all that I mixed in the clear resin. I really love these. I'm really happy with how they're coming out. Let's see, this one's sticking. Oh. So here, this was the next one that I molded. And when you see how smooth these points are, the silicone came right off and I didn't have any mold release on there. So I was so grateful that I didn't have any mishaps with this one like I did my big one. So this is the mold from that piece. Just cut that tip off. Four of the crystal points, that's all is for making these molds. And it comes out nice and easy. And it looks beautiful. And in this one, I used the rest of the Violet Metallic Mica Pigment Powder, and I mixed it with more clear resin, and then I put 1 drop of the Violet Crystal Shimmer Tint. And I think it looks pretty. Not as dark. Not as dark as, you know, if I put a drop of black in there or something, I might be able to get even closer to an amethyst, but I really am happy with this. Super, super happy with that. Very, very happy. And here, this was the other tips that I did. I didn't make a giant mold of that. I just laid 3 coats of the silicone over top of it. And I have trimmed a lot of the drippage away from the edge on the mold. And I used about 3 drops of Crystal Shimmer Tint only in this mix. That's it. So this one came out with, it looks cool, but I have a few little particles on here. So I'll have to go over that mold a little bit. There's loose silicone that came out. And again, these that was left behind. As I look at this, I look at the mold now. It looks really clean, and I think I pulled off anything that was in there. So I don't think that I'm going to see any of these little marks or these things the next time, but we'll know for sure the next time I mold. So I can clean up these little pieces here. Again, for the most part, other than the dirt that it pulled out of the silicone mold for the first time. I love it. I love it. This is what I wanted. I just wanted flat crystal tips. And I am loving that. Really loving it. I'm going to grab another cloth. So let's put the white up there. Now we're going to unmold these molds from the clusters that I had you had to stick together, hold the resin in. So I'll take the tape off. Again, any set that was left inside these molds from making them is going to be stuck to this resin. This is my first time putting resin in this mold, and let's see how it's coming out. Oh, it came out nice. The mold looks nice and clean. Wow. Wow. I am impressed with that. This is just clear Envirotex. That's all that I have available. Okay, so I'm pretty speechless on this one. So as I said before, I couldn't find any videos of anyone doing crystal clusters. So I did not use mold release on this particular mold when I made it. And this came from that's the original. It's a duplicate. How beautiful is that? I really am loving that. Very impressed. Very impressed with that. I am. Oh, I ruined my gigantic crystal cluster. That gigantic cluster I had because I could not get the silicone off it because I did not use a mold release. So I did not touch that one today. I said I was going to try one more time to get it off. That's going to be a different video. So here's another one that we did. Again, these first pours were to get any dirt and sediment out of the molds because I actually had crystals come off in the molds from making the molds. So I wanted to get everything out. Like on the side here, I don't know if you could see that it picked up out of the mold. Because a lot of these just came like right out of the crystals. They, but they don't crazy cleaning them. Okay. Oh, okay. Let me just check the mold. Everything seems to have come out of the mold. This is the original. So, I could mix, this is just clear resin on these. So if I just put a drop of, whatever, white or a drop of something in there, I could make those crystals look exactly like these ones. But if you can see, I don't know if you could see, I'm trying to get up close. You see all the little sediment came up. So there are little spots here because I was using this first one just to pull the dirt out and clean up the mold. Super, super happy with that. Really happy with these. So this one is one that I had a hard time mold off of. There was a lot of texture on the crystals, had a lot of texture and lines in them. So I don't expect this to come out looking so great, but we shall see what's going to happen here. It's a lot of fun at them, seeing how it turned out. It was just a bummer what happened to my $170 that I can't get the silicone off of it because I did not use a mold release. So here this mold opened up pretty nicely and it came out real easily, and you see more of the silicone came off. There's two little air bubbles that are in the mold. If you could see that. I don't know how, I might be able to make slices with my razor at the bottom, like 2 slices to slice the apples out of the mold, and it may make it look more crystal-like once I slice it long way. You see here was more of the silicone that it pulled out of the mold, and there wasn't too much dirt on this, just pieces of loose silicone and these 2 air bubbles. So again, I'm surprised. I mean, I'm glad that you could see that. The next molding is going to be interesting. It can be in silicone, hopefully. So this is the only one that didn't come out super, super good. And if you look in the mold there, you see the 2 air bubbles there at the bottom. Like I said, I'm going to take my razor and try to cut them out. I don't know. I'm doing it off camera because I need to set it flat and not in my hand, because that wouldn't be too smart. So I just want to get the roundness of the bubble out, cut out. So I don't think it's going to come out the way that I anticipated it to, because it's only coming out in pieces here. But I just want to get the roundness. So I got one bubble, now I have another. And that's pretty close to the bottom where I'm trying to get this off. It's, I could end up cutting through this mold trying to shave the roundness off of that. And the next time I mold, pieces of the silicone may come off again onto the mold itself. My heater's about to go on. That'll tease the roundness of the bubble. Alright, so now it's not a bubble in there now. And my camera froze. Alright, so you'll see more pictures and videos of these crystals. Obviously, I will be making more. Tonight, I'm going to mold up some more of these and try some different colors in them. And I'm going to end this video because it froze up. And thanks for watching. And keep watching my videos because I got a lot more going on with what I've just done with these crystal molds and the uses that I have and the projects I have lined up. So make something beautiful. Rock on. Ciao, people.